Today on Warrior Games, I step off of dry land and into a 40-foot war canoe. This time I test my water skills with the warrior crews of the Coast Salish, all in my home territory. And can I get something a little, is this gonna fit a little bigger?
Well, that was a clip from Warrior Games, and joining us is the host and producer, Sxwithul'txw. I've been practicing that name for a couple days now.
How did he do?
He did really well, actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very nice.
Well, we love the show. It's so fun. I love watching you try all these indigenous sports, often not so successfully. You must have had a ton of fun on the show.
Well, the premise of the show was, you know, kind of the former athlete going in there, a little tired, barely getting through, and the chance to work with, you know, the youth, of course, and being guided by the elders, you know, across the country and down into the States was an absolute gem for us. So we had a lot of fun.
What do these sports mean to a lot of these kids? You're in small towns. Sometimes there's not a lot to do. What do you think it means to them?
Well, I think for the youth, I think in particular, this is everything for them. Right. I mean, when if you, like we saw a clip from the War Canoe show, that is their life. That's what they know besides school and family. That is what brings their outlet in their community. There's not a lot to do in some of these places, so for them to be able to go out in the water and do those types of things, and especially teach somebody like myself, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, and you have a great chemistry with the kids. I have to say, you're very good. It's not often, you know, it's not easy sometimes to talk to a 6-year-old and get a lot out of them, but there you are using these kids to help you learn these different sports. Let's chat about some of the ones you did. There's the war canoe we mentioned, bow and arrow, loved the hoop dancing.
How did that go for you, the hoop dancing?
Well, the hoop dancing was quite unique. There's 300 qualified type hoop dancers across Canada. With myself after the show, it was 301.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said, wow. And of course, my mentor, Gary, who is amazing, he's number 6 in the world, who was instructing me, was fantastic. And tremendous patience, tremendous stamina, coordination. You know, the hoops were a little small for me at the beginning, so we had to actually go out and make bigger ones. So accommodate myself.
And the kids give you advice too. Do you remember what some of the pieces of advice were that they gave you?
Oh man,
comical.
Well, they are all comical. It's, you know, each one always has a vision in which they see me out in the show, and they want to make sure that I do my best. And if I'm not able to, but a lot of them are just like, you know, make sure you don't lose your balance, and you know, listen to the beat. When I was hoop dancing, and little things like that will really make a difference, because you forget about it because I'm concentrating so hard on where my hoops are going to go and how I'm going to do it, and I don't want to, you know, mess it up. I want to try my best.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that was a semi-successful sport that you tried out. Let's go to Whistler now. What happened up there?
Yeah, that was intense.
Wasn't as successful.
You know, I fully expected some time through the show of 13 episodes that an injury may occur.
Right.
It will happen.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it to be there. I thought there was a distinct possibility, but when the wipeout came, of course, I was confident. I was learning. I was on this board. I'm an avid skier. I've been skiing since, you know, grade 8. But going onto a board was a lot different.
That's very different. Yeah.
But I started to get the hang of it. I was feeling fairly confident going down the hill, and then, of course, I caught this edge, and I was like a big tree going down. Just like,
yeah, catch that edge. It's the worst. You go down quick. Yeah,
I could hear it, my ribs crunching, and yeah, I knew it was bad.
But I love that you went with it, because cameras were with you the whole way, right?
Yeah. I mean, I said, if anything ever happens at the beginning to the crew, keep filming.
That's commitment. We have a show to do.
We're in the hospital room. Yeah, the cameras
going.
are in there. You're updating us on your prognosis.
It's so funny. Yeah, you know, it's just part of the show, and that's part of, you know, what I do, and what I wanted to do is keep trying no matter what happens. So.
And you have a great crew as well, and it looks like you have a lot of fun, both on camera, behind the scenes, you're traveling.
That's what it's all about. I mean, really, if you don't get along with the people that you're working with, why work with them? So my vision has been always have fun, get the job done, play hard, work hard.
So you've got a great premise, you're amazing, you got a great crew. Have you maybe won an award or something for this show? Tell me about it.
Well, we've been fairly lucky, and to be able to be recognized at this level in British Columbia for me is a real honor. We were actually recipients of a couple of
Leo Awards.
Wow.
We know these.
Yes, we're familiar.
Yeah.
You may have seen them around.
Best Information or Lifestyle Series, Warrior Games.
Best host.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, well, I don't know if you know, Steve, but Peter and I were nominated for these.
That's right, I remember
these exact
that.
categories.
That's right, I forgot about that.
You know what?
Well, congratulations for being nominated.
Well,
You know,
Congratulations
Steve,
for winning.
a nomination is nothing if you don't get the hardware. And the real reason we brought you here today is to say, who do you think you are? 4 awards. No, it's great though, and you know
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and
It's
what an honor for you as
What
well.
an honor and what a show. We couldn't,
Thank you.
we couldn't have thought of a better show to.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, it's an honor and probably a highlight of your broadcasting career, winning an award.
Absolutely.
But it was also in a bit of a hard time with what you're going through with your mother as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When these were coming about, as you may be aware, you have to fill out an application, go through the process.
Yeah, there's a
and
lot to do.
My mom was in the midst of battling cancer and managed through her care to find time to submit and get this done. And you know, they actually came back, the Leos. I told them what was going on, and they came back and made sure everything was cool with my application. They were terrific.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, so they were so helpful, and to be able to come back after this, and you know, Mom passed away in February, of course, and but to come back with this is fabulous. So I know she's smiling down on us.
I was just saying, I know
Absolutely, yeah.
definitely on Leo's night, I was there. Your sister's up there. Your
Oh, my
niece is part of the
gosh.
show, and the
Oh,
speech you
man.
gave, and sort of talking about your mother. It was wonderful.
It was tears everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it really brought some emotion to that whole segment that night. It was great because we all worked so hard for this. You know, I take credit for what we put together, but it was all the crew, and they were all fabulous. So really lucky, very
Yeah.
fortunate.
Lucky, fun. Are these counted? Oh, so you have 4 though, right? You only brought 2.
4, yeah. I
Okay.
couldn't carry any more.
Oh yeah, because they're pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to carry all 4 of my awards. You know, they're too heavy to carry.
That's awkward. Yeah. So Steve,
But-
what are we going to compete with you next on? What's
Yeah.
next for you?
Well,
Start a talk show or something?
Yeah. You need a co-host.
you know, always as a producer, you're always trying to think of new ways and concepts. But luckily, I've been greenlit on a new show. Just waiting for some CMF confirmation, I'm hoping.
Cool.
But the broadcaster's already said yes, and it's called Tribal Police Files. I don't know if I mentioned I used to be a police officer.
That's right.
Many
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago,
Wow.
about 10 years ago, and I got out of it because I knew there was something more out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to pitch that concept with
Cool.
my old service, and went through the process, and it's been accepted. So we're
Full circle.
actively- yeah, full circle. It's crazy.
We're going to look forward to that one.
Yeah,
that sounds
definitely.
cool.
Let's have you back on, talk about the new show.
Absolutely.
Just no more winning Leos, please.
Well, thanks, Steve, so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Warrior Games airs on APTN on Saturdays at 3:30 p.m. For more information, you can go to warriorgames.ca.